Welcome to Conversations with Corissa. This segment is about the importance of why we should get out to the polls and vote. I have several points I would like to share with you all, and hopefully some of these points, one or some of these points will resonate in you as well. My first point is there is a lot that's at stake then who becomes president. And I'm not discounting it. I'm not, doubling down or however way they say it, and the importance of of us having a leader that's going to represent all of us. I want us to also take into consideration and to think when we're going to the polls that we also need to look at our elected officials. When we put them in office, if they performed like they say they were going to perform, if they did those things that were our interests, if they did exactly what they say they were going to do when we elected them, or if it was just all talk and no action. So this is an opportunity for us to either remove those representatives of our community or re-elect them. So this is our opportunity to make that change now. My next point is your vote is your voice, and you should be heard. This is an opportunity for you to have your say in who you elect to represent you, represent me, represent all of us. This is your opportunity to be able to use your voice and choose who you elect to stand in for you. My next point is that you should vote because, and these are kind of several reasons, and this is what came to mind for me, and this is what resonated in me, and hopefully it'll resonate in you too. Racial inequality, adequate health care for all, improved and quality education for K through 12 and higher education, not just for some but for all as well. And taxes, you want to know where your taxes are going to. You want to be able to have the choice of who you're paying your taxes to. And then we have immigration laws and gun control. So those are the things that resonated in me when I'm thinking about why I'm going to the polls. The next thing that you need to look at as well is it is your responsibility that you vote. It's just as simple as that. We as U.S. citizens have a civic duty to vote. We build our democracy with our votes. And through these votes, we have to express collectively our interests. And we put these officials in office so that they can act on our behalf on the interests that we have. Okay? And then the last one is, in order for you to see change, you have to exercise your right to vote. You have to exercise that. Some people and we get this a lot. You got some people who will say, I'm not voting because it's not going to count. I mean, that it's really sad to even feel like that or even have that in your spirit. And I hope that I hope that what has been going on for the past several years will change the minds of those who feel that their vote doesn't count, that they will get out and vote, and that it does count. And I always say that if you're not going to participate, then you shouldn't complain. However, if you have participated, then you have the right to complain. You have the right. But I just think, and again, it is my opinion, these are my perspectives, is that if you're not going to vote, then you shouldn't complain. It's as simple as that. Okay, so what is the next step? Okay, the next step is to you need to check and see if you are registered to vote. You need to check to see if you're registered to vote, and if you're not registered to vote, then you need to go ahead and get that done quickly as possible. And you can go to usa.gov, or you can go to your state website, and they should be able to have that information as to instructions on how to register to vote. And then also that site has all of the deadlines that you need to look at as well for upcoming deadlines, period. Whether it's voting by ballot or whatever it is, those deadlines, you'll find those deadlines there as well. And then also you need to be on the up and up of your local and national politics too. You also need to be current about the events or the issues that are at hand. You need to get yourself, build your knowledge up on what are the issues at hand. So those are the things that you need to start doing now. Now, preparation and voting. You definitely need to make sure that at least in advance to find out where you're supposed to vote. And I say that because, and it's really important, because I have experienced in the past to where I've gone to the site where I was supposed to vote, the voting polls, and where I was supposed to vote, and when I got there, it was closed, and I didn't know it was closed. So I had to go online and find out where my new site was to vote. So make sure that you prepare yourself in advance on where you're supposed to go to vote, and then check again just before you get ready to vote, to be on the safe side, to make sure nothing has changed. And then also, if you're voting, if you're going to the polls to vote, you also need to prepare yourself for the unexpected. And the unexpected could be just anything from issues with the booth, all of that, standing in line, inclement weather. Make sure you prepare yourself for that. Bring a chair if you need to. I always equate this because of the situation now, because everybody realizes that it is a necessity that you go to the polls and vote this year. But I always equate the preparedness with if you were going to a concert at an amphitheater, and they tell you when you get ready to purchase your ticket that they're going to have that show, whether it's rain, sleet, snow, or sunshine. They're going to have that concert. And we know that this election is going to happen. So you need to make sure that you prepare yourself with all the gear that you need so that you won't get frustrated, but you'll already be ready to vote if you're going out to the polls. If you have a ballot and you're trying to decide on whether you want to cast your vote by mail or if you want to go to the poll, but I've already dealt with going to the poll, but I want to deal with the ballots. If you have a ballot, I suggest that you find out when is the deadline, and I'm quite sure they'll have it on the website. Find out when is the deadline for you to have your ballot mailed. I do know that the ballots need to be in place by November 3rd. So, I guess for the votes to count or what have you. But in any case, just make sure that if you're voting by mail, that you mail your ballot in time enough so your vote can be counted. Okay, let's see. Did I leave out anything? I think I may have covered everything that was very important. I want to read to you. I said I wanted to include a small quote that John Lewis said. He said so many quotes, but I think this is just so relevant right now that I do want to share with you. And it's a small little quote that I want to read to you. It says, this is by John Lewis, and it says, "The vote is precious. It is almost sacred. So go out and vote like you never voted before." I know I have this in my spirit right now, and I know you guys have it in your spirit as well. So I'm talking this whole segment is really geared towards those that are just very skeptic about really getting out and voting. And I hope that I've reached somebody, or I've encouraged someone who may have second thoughts, or who may have that in their spirit that I'm not going to vote because my vote doesn't count. Yes, it does count. And if you have never ever voted before, this is the time that you should be voting. Our lives are just, it is just, it's kind of really hard for me to really express how I feel right now, because as we can say that even though we've kind of dealt with a lot of things throughout the years, recent years, that this year I know has touched everybody. And I just want you all to move forward with exercising your votes, especially those that are maybe not feeling it right now. But I want you to get worked up and geared up to just get it done, because our future relies right now on what's going to happen with these votes and our vote. So please participate, get involved, get educated, so that when you go to the polls, you know what you need to do, and just vote your conscience. So before I go, I want to make sure that that you like this video, and that you share it, and that you give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It's free. There's no fee. There's no charge. Don't be scared. Again, like I said, when I come to you guys, I have a lot of different things that I do on this channel. Because the things that I do and that I bring to you are the things that I enjoy doing, and I like to just share it. So please, again, if you're new to the channel, or if you've been to the channel and you've just been watching, please go ahead, and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and so that you can be notified whenever I drop another video. So until then, y'all, you see my shirt? You see my shirt? Look, I even got my voting mask on. So make sure you get in gear to go out and vote. So I will talk to you guys later. And before I leave, you all know what I like to say is that I want you to be kind to each other. I want you to love each other. And I want you to respect each other. Okay? So until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye.